Hello everybody and welcome back to the newest episode of the picks following the 2016 NFL season. As always, I am your host, the one and only 2912, call me Cody. Let's get down to this, shall we, because we got a lot to talk about. Alright, so we can look at last week how I go an amazingly 10-4 record. I can debate how I should have been 12-2, maybe even 13-1. I'm going to let the Panthers and Bucks game slide. Ravens should have won. Philly, hold on to the ball. As for my fourth game, Atlanta's looking like something real here. Well, can they hold on, or will they fall out like they did last year? Let's get going, shall we? Alright, so as you all know, we have the most interesting game as our first topic. Now, look, I looked at a lot of these games, and again, they looked a lot like divisional games, so it was hard to tell that if any of them could be specifically interesting. One be better than the other, because yes, divisional games are always interesting. But it's hard to choose, so I went with a rivalry last year between one team who did significantly well against another team who gave them troubles. A lot of you are thinking now maybe I should have gone with Atlanta and Seattle, but I'm expecting Seattle to tell Atlanta to hold up here. So I went with Carolina at New Orleans. Again, looking at the Panthers last year, 15-1. They did beat the Saints twice, but both games were very close games, and New Orleans was much in it. Shows you Carolina wasn't as tough, and now Carolina going on a downhill streak. Hard to tell what's going to happen. Not saying they'll lose the game, but New Orleans has a chance to take this game. Alright, next category we have the most close-scoring game. Again, a game between two teams who appear to be going in maybe the right or wrong direction, I don't know. But it looked like they can keep things close and interesting. Their defenses step up and their offenses do what they can. Again, another divisional game with two very well likely playoff contenders. Chiefs at Raiders. Now, Oakland has had its fair share of going against KC. Their last win was their first win of the 2014 season. They were unable to beat KC this year at all. While KC was bouncing up to their 11-5 record despite starting that season last year 1-5. A lot of people stuck a fork in them, so you never know. KC could be on the hunt to do something stupid like that again just to annoy us all. Personally, being a Ravens fan, you'd think I want the Steelers out of the playoffs last year, but no, I really wanted KC out because I kind of wanted New York in. So KC has angered me, yet for whatever reason, they are still my least hated team in the AFC West currently. I don't know. I haven't decided who I like yet. Oakland, I'm watching you. You might bounce up. But you did beat my Ravens, so you annoy me. Anywho, on to the final game. We have the biggest blowout game. Now, again, this could be an easy topic for some of you. But for me, it was difficult because I looked at all these games and they're inadvertently fairly matched. I mean, never trust a blowout game in a divisional matchup. So, hard to say. Hard to say. So I went with this game from last year, I believe it was. 2 years ago. My apologies. 2 years ago, because I believe it was a blowout. I could be wrong, though. Cincinnati at New England. Cincinnati? Okay. Call me a homer for being a Ravens fan and saying stuff like this. And because it's my division, I have the right to say they suck. But no. Cincinnati sucks. The Dallas Cowboys put up a 28-0 lead on them. And there is no way the Dallas Cowboys are 28-0 better than the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't believe it at all. Marvin Lewis, Andy Dalton, no. No. You no good. Until you win playoff game, I don't believe you. They take up space. You know us Ravens, or maybe even the Jets from last year, or somebody, would have much rather had that spot than you, Cincinnati. I don't care who you are. Until you win a playoff game, you're nothing. Until you do something not douchey, you're nothing. I don't like Cincinnati, as you can tell. But, yeah. Alright, those are my 3 game categories for the week. For you, Cincinnati. Here are my Week 6 predictions. A lot of them were up for debate and toss-up. Jaguars, Bears, that's a toss-up. Rams, Lions, toss-up. I decided to go with the Saints over the Panthers. Before this week, I had Panthers over Saints. But due to last night's game, yes, I know it was a backup QB playing. And due to how the season's going, I have a good feeling the Saints will overcome the Panthers. I believe Washington is the home team against Philly, but I like Philly and what they're doing so far to actually overcome. Again, it's hard to go against divisional home team, but you never know. Packers Cowboys, you know, I would say Packers domination, but the Packers are more or less falling off the edge, and yes, I'm going to say that. Aaron Rodgers, call him the best quarterback in the NFL right now, but even the best quarterback doesn't throw 2 interceptions against the Giants defense. And that's a Giants team who's faced the Cowboys, the Saints, with some relevantly good or less QBs, and they didn't throw 2 interceptions. So, I don't know. Cowboys could win this game, but I'm taking Packers. Same with Seahawks Falcons. It's a toss-up. Do more or less. At the beginning of the season, I would have said Seattle would have destroyed these guys, but Atlanta's giving me something to believe that they're actually a decent team. And more or less, I think that'll be a more interesting game. But Seattle's a good team. And unlike Denver last week, they actually had their starting quarterback, who more or less is already good. Say what you want about Trevor Siemian, but you'd say Russell Wilson is a better QB. From a career standpoint, not the best, but no. And I will make my debate. Russell Wilson needs to win more playoff games before I consider him a better quarterback than Flacco. Yes, I'm a stubborn Ravens fan. Deal with me. Deal with me. And that's everything. And of course, our Super Bowl 51 prediction as of the end of last week. Again, the NFC teams, more or less on how they perform, but I do like the one team I've kept with, and due to their, and for my AFC team, due to their franchise quarterback being back, hard to go against them. New England versus Minnesota. Yes, again, Sam Bradford is the QB, so I don't know how long this is going to last. Atlanta and Seattle are catching up to being tossed up for that debate. But then again, also, if you really want to make the case, Green Bay could come up. Maybe even Dallas or Philly. I mean, doubtful, but you never know. As for New England right now, the only team really challenging them, Denver and Pittsburgh. I mean, you can make a case for Oakland, but I don't trust them right now this year to be Super Bowl. No doubt playoffs, but not Super Bowl. Alright, that's about everything. I'm going to bring up couple more things. Again, we're going to follow my league from the boys here in hometown. So, here's what happened. I beat Micah, a lovely 164-68. David Johnson, Martellus Bennett, Adam Vinatieri, the Buffalo Bills defense. All of them went off. I'm glad I started them. Nathan beat Jared, 119-63. Or, James, my apologies. No surprise there, James is more or less actually paying attention to the Sean beat Keith to make Keith go undefeated, and Sean's now first place in our league, as seen below. And then Chris beat Jared to make Jared go 0-5. I'll tell you one thing right now. Before the season actually started, looking 5 games in, I don't think any of us suspected this. I don't think anyone suspected Jared being 0-5, and Micah, or not Micah, James being 2-3. Anywho, that's that. For the next games, I play Keith. Nathan plays Chris. Sean plays James. No, Sean. I don't remember. Whatever. I'll tell you. I'll put a little notation somewhere who's playing who. And that's everything. Also, one more thing. A couple months ago, I became part of this group called the NFL YouTube Prognosticators, and one of the members, by the name of Andrew Warren, I believe that's his name. I could be wrong. He decided that we should all start this thing where where the person asks a question, tags 3 people, and then they have to answer that question in their videos or something like that, and then we have to tag 3 people. I don't know. We're all testing this out. He tagged me in with his video, so I'm like, alright. His question was also, have you been to a NFL game or to a college game, for that matter of fact? To answer him, no, I had not been to an NFL game. We've been thinking about going to one. I've been trying to convince my dad to go to Carolina at Seattle, because being an Oregon native, Seattle's practically the closest town here. I mean, we could go to California teams, but I don't think we'd go that far. And Dad's not really a fan of any of the California teams. My dad bases his favorite teams basically off the towns he likes. He likes Seattle, he likes Denver. More or less. But now it's my turn to ask a question to all of you, so I'm going to ask you a question that I've always asked myself, and I want to hear your opinions. Those who are watching this video can gladly answer this question in the comments section as well. But my question to the three individuals I'm going to tag is, in your opinion, if a specific NFL player has won the title of Super Bowl MVP, are they practically bound for the Hall of Fame? So I'm talking guys like Von Miller, Flacco, Eli Manning. I don't know if Santonio Holmes is in the Hall of Fame or not. I haven't been paying attention. But guys like those, are they Hall of Fame bound? Are they worthy? Just because they are the Super Bowl MVP. I mean, yes, we can bring up the debate of they have to produce multiple seasons. But hey, I wave my hands in the air like I don't care. Anywho, and my tags are my buddy Gio Knows, Keith Bailey, and Matt Combs, whose YouTube channels I will try to tag in the video down below. That is everything from me today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the Week 7 video. Have a good day. Goodbye.